Hello everyone, I'm Bets Golden. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be with you today. Gel Press has just released a new little gel print plate. I like to think of them as like stamps because they're small, and I'm going to show you how you can use them as a stamp. But this actually is part of a new line called Wellness Program, and this is the ribbon in honor of breast cancer month. And so I thought it would be fun to do a quick little demo on how to create a card with this using a gel plate and this, and then just your ink pads. You can use ink pads on this. So, and then I'm also going to pull in the sentiment from this one, which is "You Are Brave." We're going to stamp that out in just black and pop it on the center of this. So let's go ahead and just get started. All right, so I'm just going to be using some dye ink. The one I'm using is by Simon Hurley, and I'm going to be using the Rosy Cheek and also the Prom Queen. This will work for pretty much with any kind of dye ink that you have. And I'm just going to take and just rub this one out up here like so, and then I'm going to rub it down the side like so, and then I'm just going to take, and in this hollow spot right here, this is an 8x10 gel plate that I'm working on, I'm just going to rub some Prom Queen, and then I'll add a little bit up there as well. Using my brayer, I'm just going to brayer some of that out like so, and then I'm going to take my bubble wrap and I'm just going to add a little bit of texture. So I'm going to do some right there and some in this corner, and I always like to work in threes. And then I'm going to take the bigger one. I like the big kind too. I just got these, you guys, literally packing. It was packing material. So super simple. And then I'm going to take my ribbon, and I'm just going to place it in some spots. Now, I am going to be doing this pull on a card base. So basically, I took a piece of white cardstock. I didn't really pay attention to the brand, and I went ahead and cut it down to an A2 card size. So I believe it is 11 by, no, it's 8.5 by 5.5, and then I'm going to score it in the middle. So I'm just right now just taking my stamp, picking up some ink on this. I'm going to put it on a stamp block like so. Okay, so I have this on this stamp block, and I'm going to take my card base that I already have. So I'm doing two things. I got this ready to be stamped, and I got my card base right here. And I'm just going to pop it over kind of in the center. Using my brayer, I'm going to brayer it on out. And the reason why I like to use my brayer for this is because if the entire sheet of paper covers my gel plate, it's a wonderful opportunity to clean my brayer. In this case, it does not. So I'm going to have to go back for, you know, a ghost type image or another pull. But it also allows some nice coverage on this. And so I'm going to take and pick this up, and look how cool that is. So this is ready to be created on. Since this is a dye ink, I even could splatter on a little bit of water like so, and then just take and dab it up for even more fun texture and things. I really like how that turned out. All right, so let's see. I may have chatted a little bit too much. I'm going to take, because I want to stamp this out. So on this one up here, I'm just going to take and I'm going to stamp it off over here. And this is going to create the centerpiece of my card. All right, so, and I have it on, you know, just a regular old block, and there we go. And I did go ahead and create some other, just as I was kind of learning this process, I had it in my head, and I like to kind of do some things first. So I have this one ready, and then I also have these two. I did use this on Nina white cardstock simply because I'm going to want to cut it out, and I want it to have some substance to it. But these are the other pulls that I did. This was the first one that I did, and as you can tell down here, I didn't get much ink off of it. And so I decided to go for a darker pink at that point. And so I just did my ghost lift on the back of that. And then the other pull that I did was this. And I did copy paper for both of these simply because I didn't care if it messed it up. And if it ended up turning out great, then that's awesome because I can go ahead and cut these down for some other cards. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim this out real quick. And also I'm going to stamp with my archival ink in jet black. You are brave. So the U, the R, and the brave is going to be in black, and I'm going to get those cut down and we'll assemble this card. Okay, so here's my base, and I'm going to fold it in half, obviously. And then I went ahead and I cut out this little ribbon and with the pink one that we stamped, and I also went around it with this pin, the food ball pin, and just highlighted it to make it pop because, as you can tell, it really is pink on this card. And then I also stamped "You Are Brave" from my Crafty and Sassy stamp set, which is this one. And I'm going to put that in the center. But as you can tell, it's super busy and it's very, very pink. So to like mute that out a little bit while not taking away from the background and the pinkness, I'm just going to take a piece of vellum and I'm going to actually ink the edges of the vellum and I'm going to slip it under like so. And I'm going to ink the edges in black. And by doing it this way, it will allow for the pink to still shine through, but it'll also provide a resting spot for the recipient's eyes, which is super important. And by inking the edges black and using the sentiment in black, and we're going to add on a couple black embellishments, it's going to really just help tone it down just a little bit. So for this, I want to be a little bit careful with where I put my glue on because I don't want it to shine through. And I do have a glue that I can use for this. It is Gina K Connect, though I'm not seeing it at my desk. And I'm just going to use my art glitter glue, and I'm going to make sure that I glue it down behind my ribbon. So let me put my ribbon on my vellum first, and then I will attach my vellum to my card and get the sentiment done. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this a little bit off screen there. All right, and I always put the pin in a pop dot on the side so I don't lose it, right? That's important. And let's just put this up like so. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, I certainly hope that you consider doing so. And then if you like this video, make sure that you give it a like. If you have any questions or comments, leave it down below. Make sure you hit that bell notification too so you get notified of whenever I'm coming out with a new video. Now, normally I don't do this, but I am in this particular situation. I'm actually going to fold on the crease because I'm having a hard time lining up where the center is for me to put my little embellishment right here. So I'm going to fold it, and you want to be careful when you do this because oftentimes when you fold it, it creates a bounce and you won't get a very perfect placement. So for this particular situation, I'm going to go ahead and pull out my Make Art Station, and I'll just use the little one. All right, and that will help me get a good lineup on this, and it'll keep everything from like popping and whatnot. So I'm just going to take that, and what's so cool is you open it up, it's pretty on the inside too. That's always fun. All right, so I'm just gonna line this up like so and use my magnets, and then I can just easily eyeball it from here just to make sure I have it in the right spot. And again, I'm gonna want to use my art glitter glue, and I'm just going to do it where the ribbon is as to not shine through, or show through, I should say, on the other side. All right, so that's down. Now what I want to do is, and as you can tell, it definitely allows the eye to rest a little bit. I want to take this and I'm going to put it on pop dots right there in the center of that ribbon. And then we will add on some of our gems and call this card good. All right. There we go. This is going to go right in here like so. And then I'm just going to take, I have some black gems. So, and really you could do Nuvo drops on this as well, though I am going to be using this on the vellum. So Nuvo drops probably wouldn't be a good idea because they would flatten out and that would not be very good. I want the dimension to be kept. All right, so let's just pop on one here. And the glue does dry clear, so even though it's kind of shot out on the side there, it's okay. And then boom, there we go. So our little card is completely done now, just has to dry, but it is ready to be sent off into the mail. And that is how you can create a card with your card supplies and a gel press stamp and gel press print and this new gel printing plate, which is the ribbon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you also check out the Gel Press website and also their YouTube channel. They have some really fantastic video tutorials over there. So go look at them as well. Until next time, I'm Bets Golden. Happy crafting.